Deep space is a vault of unsolved mysteries. Just next door, the galaxy known as NGC 262 is a cosmic menagerie of the bizarre. Its celestial catalogue overflows with phenomena that make no sense to our current rules of physics. This journey will reveal 28 of its most confounding objects, a tour designed to stretch your understanding of reality. You will witness stars that orbit impossibly close, a nebula that echoes light, and structures that hint at intelligence beyond our own. Why does one galaxy contain so many anomalies, and what do they say about the nature of the universe itself? What cosmic secret do you think is waiting to be uncovered? The first object on our list defies every expectation of stellar behavior. Imagine two colossal suns, each one a seething ball of nuclear fire, locked in a dance so intimate their surfaces nearly touch. Current physics tells us such a pairing should be catastrophic, a violent merger ending in a titanic explosion. Yet here, in the NGC 262 galaxy, they exist. This is the twin star anomaly. These stars orbit with a proximity that should be impossible, whipping around each other in a blur of incandescent fury. Even more baffling, they emit pulses of energy in perfect, synchronized rhythm. It is as if one star is a perfect mirror of the other, an idea that challenges our most fundamental laws. How can two separate, massive bodies coordinate their energy output with such flawless timing? The leading theories scramble for an answer. Some astrophysicists suggest the presence of exotic matter, a substance with properties unlike anything we know, acting as a cosmic conductor between them. Others propose a complex gravitational lensing effect, where the immense gravity of the stars twists space-time itself, creating an illusion of synchronization that we are only now beginning to decode. This isn't just a curiosity. The existence of this system forces us to rewrite the book on stellar evolution. If stars can survive and even communicate in such extreme conditions, what else have we gotten wrong about the life and death of suns? The implications ripple outward, suggesting that the universe might be far more interconnected and far stranger than we ever dreamed. But the stellar tango is not the only oddity hiding in this galactic archive. Drifting through a seemingly desolate patch of space is a structure that defies visual confirmation, a colossal loop of pure radio energy. Astronomers call it the ghostly radio loop, a faint, shimmering ring of emissions with no apparent source. It hangs in the void like a cosmic echo, a whisper from an event long since past. One prevailing theory suggests this could be the fossil of a supernova, a stellar explosion so ancient that its visible light and expanding gas cloud have completely dissipated into the interstellar medium. Only this faint, lingering radio signature remains, a final breath from a star that died eons ago. Yet the loop's perfect circular geometry is suspicious. Most supernova remnants are chaotic and uneven, the shrapnel of a violent death. This loop is pristine, almost artistic in its form. This perfection opens the door to a far more exotic possibility. What if we are not looking at the ghost of a star, but at the fingerprint of something invisible? The loop could be a signature of dark matter, the mysterious substance that makes up most of the universe's mass. Perhaps a rare interaction between dark matter particles created a burst of energy, imprinting this perfect ring upon the fabric of space itself. It is a ghost in the cosmic machine, a fleeting glimpse into a realm of physics we can barely comprehend. This ethereal loop challenges us to question what constitutes evidence. If the universe can leave behind such a clear signal from an event we cannot see, what other invisible phenomena are we missing, silently shaping the cosmos around us? The serene red glow of this third object is a complete deception. Designated the crimson vortex, it appears at first glance to be a simple cloud of gas and dust, colored a deep blood red by its unique chemical composition. Yet this cloud does not drift peacefully. It churns, It spins with the violent, cohesive motion of a liquid whirlpool draining into some unseen cosmic abyss, a behavior utterly alien for a nebula. In the vacuum of space where tenuous gases should dissipate, the crimson vortex holds its form with an impossible tension, its outer edges whipping around at velocities that threaten to tear any normal structure apart. Even more baffling are its temperature readings. While most nebulae show a gradual cooling from their core outward, the crimson vortex presents a chaotic map of hot and cold. Searing filaments of plasma, hotter than the surface of many stars, weave directly alongside frigid dust lanes only a few degrees above absolute zero. This radical and unstable thermal gradient defies conventional physics. A nebula simply should not be able to maintain such extreme opposites in such close, turbulent proximity. So what force is orchestrating this bizarre spectacle? One compelling theory posits that we are witnessing the violent birth of a new, unknown class of stellar object. Deep within the vortex's heart, gravitational forces we cannot yet detect may be compassing matter into a form that does not follow the standard path to becoming a star or a black hole. It could be a failed star, a brown dwarf of unprecedented density, or something entirely new, its formation process generating the intense, localized heat and the powerful rotational dynamics we observe. An even more radical idea suggests the vortex is not a nursery at all, but a window. The seamless, liquid-like behavior of the gas and the paradoxical energy states could be the visible signature of a boundary, a place where the fundamental rules of our universe are fraying. It might be a natural portal to a different state of matter, or a region where the fabric of spacetime is so twisted that it creates a self-contained, turbulent reality. The crimson vortex does not just challenge what we know about stellar nurseries. It questions the very nature of reality in the cosmic deep. The cosmic whirlpool of the crimson vortex is not the only object in NGC 262 that defies easy categorization. Our fourth anomaly is a star that has gone mute. This is the silent pulsar, a cosmic paradox spinning in the void. It possesses all the textbook features of a pulsar, the dense, rapidly spinning corpse of a massive star. It has the crushing density where a single teaspoon of its material would weigh billions of tons, and a magnetic field so powerful it could strip the information from every credit card on Earth from a distance of 500,000 miles. Yet it broadcasts nothing. A typical pulsar is a lighthouse of the cosmos, sweeping beams of radio waves and X-rays across the galaxy with every rotation, a reliable metronome for astronomers. This object, however, is a lighthouse whose light has been extinguished, its beacon completely and utterly silent. Its spin is detectable only by the faintest wobble it induces in nearby space, a ghostly fingerprint of its rotation. This profound silence creates a monumental challenge for detection. How do you find something that refuses to signal its existence? Our entire method of discovering these stellar remnants relies on their energetic pulses. The silent pulsar forces us to become cosmic detectives, searching for shadows and gravitational footprints instead of brilliant flashes of light. Its existence suggests there could be a vast, hidden population of these dead stars all around us, a silent majority we have been completely blind to. This leads to a deeper, more unsettling question about the end stages of stellar life. Does its silence mean it is simply older, a pulsar that has finally burned through its energetic fuel and entered a final, dark retirement? Or is it something else entirely, a new, unknown phase in the life cycle of a neutron star? Perhaps its magnetic field has undergone a fundamental shift, collapsing in on itself in a way that prevents the emission of the radiation we expect. Or maybe it is spinning with its beams perfectly aligned away from our line of sight, a cosmic lighthouse whose light forever shines into an empty ocean where no ship will ever sail. The silent pulsar is a stark reminder that our knowledge of the universe is built upon what we can see and hear. Its quiet presence in the galactic catalogue forces us to listen more carefully to the silence, wondering what other secrets are hidden within it. This profound silence is shattered by our fifth anomaly, an object that refuses to remain still. The quantum fluctuator is a point of light that simply should not be. Its signature is a series of brief, unpredictable bursts of energy, flickering into brilliant visibility for mere milliseconds before vanishing back into absolute nothingness. It is as if a star is being switched on and off by a cosmic hand, but the pattern is utterly random, a roll of dice written in pure light. This is not a star in its death throes or a simple equipment malfunction. The fluctuator represents something far more profound, the terrifying possibility of quantum mechanics playing out on a stage we can see with our telescopes. At the subatomic level, particles pop in and out of existence all the time, a chaotic foam of virtual reality governed by probability, but these are events on an unimaginably tiny scale. The fluctuator suggests this quantum behavior is somehow being amplified, projected onto an object the size of a small moon. It is as if a single, random electron's jump from one energy level to another was suddenly blown up to the size of a city. If this is truly what we are witnessing, it forces a complete rewrite of our understanding of reality. The clear line between the quantum world and our own macroscopic world would be erased. The implications are staggering. Could entire objects exist in a state of superposition, being in multiple places at once until someone or something looks at them? The fluctuator's random appearances might be the moments it briefly collapses into a single, definite state within our observable universe. This single, flickering point of light challenges the very bedrock of physics, suggesting that the universe at its heart is not a place of solidity, but a tapestry of probability and chance, and we are only now beginning to see the threads. While the quantum fluctuator plays dice with reality, another object in NGC 262 presents a riddle of pure substance. A spherical cloud of countless asteroids hangs in the void, but these are not the dull, rocky bodies we know. They gleam with a perfect, unblemished metallic sheen, reflecting the light of distant stars with the consistency of a million polished mirrors. This is the metallic asteroid swarm, a formation so uniform in its composition it defies natural explanation. Spectroscopic analysis reveals a surface of almost pure iron and nickel, a finding that sends a shiver of disbelief through any astronomer. In our own solar system, asteroids are cosmic rubble, mixtures of rock, metal, and ice. To find a swarm so vast, so densely packed, and composed of nothing but refined metal is like finding a mountain range made entirely of forged steel. The complete absence of silicate rock, the most common building block of planets, is the most telling clue. It is as if the rocky crust of a world was meticulously stripped away, leaving only its metallic heart exposed to the void. So what cataclysm or what intelligence could have created this? One natural theory points to the violent destruction of a protoplanet in its early youth. In this scenario, a nascent world, differentiated with a molten metal core surrounded by a rocky mantle, suffered a colossal impact. The collision was so perfectly aimed and powerful that it shattered the body, completely blasting away the rocky shell and scattering the still liquid metallic core into space. There, the droplets of molten metal would have cooled into the perfect spheres we see today, a ghostly monument to a world that never was. Yet, the sheer purity of the metal and the swarm's perfect spherical shape challenge even this dramatic explanation. This leads to a far more profound possibility. Could we be looking at the ruins of an ancient, unimaginable engineering project? A civilization advanced enough to dismantle entire planets might harvest their metallic cores, processing them into standardized components for construction on a stellar scale. This swarm could be the leftover raw materials, a cosmic scrap yard from a project abandoned millions of years ago. Or perhaps it is the debris field of a colossal structure that once stood there, a Dyson sphere or a ringworld that finally succumbed to time. its metallic skeleton now drifting in a silent, glittering cloud. The metallic asteroid swarm forces us to confront a difficult question. When we look at the cosmos, how do we distinguish the works of nature from the artifacts of a mind? This glittering sphere is either a testament to a violence of unimaginable precision, or it is the first archaeological site we have found on a galactic scale. This gravitational phantom is a void that pulls. Designated simply as the gravity well, it is a region of space where the force of gravity is so intense it warps the very path of light itself. Yet when astronomers point their most powerful telescopes at its center, they see absolutely nothing. There is no supermassive black hole, no cluster of dim stars, no visible object of any kind to account for the profound curvature of spacetime it creates. This is a gravitational sinkhole with no bottom we can see. Its primary effect is a phenomenon known as gravitational lensing. The well's immense, invisible mass acts like a colossal lens in space, bending and magnifying the light from galaxies that lie far behind it. These distant galaxies, which would otherwise be far too faint to observe, are stretched and twisted into brilliant, shimmering arcs of light, a beautiful and eerie cosmic mirage. This makes the gravity well unnatural, if accidental, telescope, granting us a glimpse into realms of the universe we could never hope to see on our own. But the view it provides is secondary to the nature of the lens itself. The distortion pattern is the key. By meticulously mapping how the light from the background galaxies is warped, scientists can calculate the precise mass and distribution of the invisible object causing it. The pattern points to a mass that is not concentrated in a single point like a black hole, but is instead spread out in a vast, diffuse sphere. This signature is a near-perfect match for one of cosmology's greatest mysteries, dark matter. The gravity well could be one of the clearest natural laboratories we have for studying this elusive substance. It might be a dense knot of dark matter, a primordial relic from the universe's explosive birth that has survived unchanged for billions of years. Alternatively, it could be a primordial black hole, a hypothetical object formed not from a dying star, but from the extreme densities of the Big Bang itself. Such an entity would be virtually invisible, yet possess the mass of a planet or a star, warping space around it just as we observe. Whether it is a dark matter clump or an ancient black hole, the gravity well is more than just an anomaly. It is a direct probe into the invisible scaffolding of the cosmos, a place where the universe's hidden architecture is revealed by the way it bends the light of everything behind it. The phantom gravity of the unseen is rivaled only by a distortion that toys with time itself. Object 8 is a star field where the very flow of reality seems to have broken. Here, the light from a single, calm star does something impossible. It is both redshifted and blueshifted at the same time. To our instruments, this star is simultaneously rushing away from us at incredible speeds and hurtling directly toward us, a paradox written in the very color of its light. This is the chronometric anomaly, a localized knot in the fabric of spacetime. The redshift and blueshift are not signs of the star's motion, but of time and space being stretched and compressed around it. It is as if the star is sitting at the center of a cosmic whirlpool, where the fabric of the universe is being dragged in a circle. One side of this vortex stretches the light, making it redder, while the opposite side compresses it, making it bluer. This bizarre effect points directly to a phenomenon predicted by Einstein's theory of relativity, known as frame dragging. A massive, rotating object should drag the fabric of spacetime around with it, like a spinning ball in a thick fluid. But for the effect to be this extreme, the rotating object would need to be unimaginably dense and spinning at a significant fraction of the speed of light. Yet, like the gravity well, there is nothing visible there to do the dragging. This leads to an even more incredible possibility. We might be looking at a stable or stuck wormhole. A wormhole is a theoretical bridge connecting two distant points in spacetime. If one mouth of such a bridge were rotating while the other was stationary, or if each mouth existed in a region of spacetime moving at vastly different relative speeds, the light passing through it could arrive at our telescopes with this exact contradictory signature. The light we see would be a composite telling two different stories about its journey from two different places, or even two different times all at once. Studying this anomaly is not just about cataloging another strange object. It is a rare chance to probe the nature of time. If this is frame dragging, we can measure the limits of how severely spacetime can be warped. If it is a wormhole, we are glimpsing a one-way window into another part of the cosmos or another era entirely. This single point of contradictory light challenges our linear perception of cause and effect, suggesting that the universe's clockwork might be far more malleable than we ever believed. Floating in the cosmic dark is a world of pure geometry. Object 9 is the crystal planetesimal, a small, planet-like body that glitters with the intensity of a cosmic diamond. It is not a rough sphere of rock and metal, but appears to be carved from a single, continent-sized crystal, its facets catching the light of distant stars and splitting it into breathtaking prismatic displays. This is not a trick of the light or a reflective surface. Spectral analysis confirms its composition is a uniform, impossibly pure lattice structure, a single gem on a planetary scale. The forces required to forge such an object are almost beyond comprehension. Natural crystal formation, even of the largest diamonds found on Earth, requires specific conditions of immense heat and pressure acting on a pure substance within a confined space. For a crystal to form an entire world, those conditions would need to be planet-wide and maintained with perfect stability for millions, perhaps billions of years. One natural theory suggests this could be the remnant core of a carbon-rich gas giant, a world where the pressures in its deep interior became so extreme that its carbon was compressed directly into a crystalline form, a diamond the size of a moon. A cataclysmic event like the star's death throes could have then stripped away the gaseous outer layers, leaving this glittering core exposed to the void. Yet the perfect singular structure we observe presents a problem. Natural geological processes are messy. They create fractures, impurities, and multiple crystal seeds growing in competition. The flawless, monolithic nature of this planetesimal hints at a formation process that was unnervingly controlled and uniform. This leads to a far more speculative yet captivating possibility. Could this be an artifact of intelligence? A civilization with mastery over matter might grow such a crystal as a form of data storage, using the precise atomic arrangement within the lattice to encode information on a scale we can barely imagine. Or perhaps it is a monument, a work of art on a celestial canvas, left behind for any species advanced enough to recognize it. The crystal planetesimal forces a profound question about the cosmos. When nature creates something of breathtaking beauty and perfect symmetry, at what point does its origin become indistinguishable from design? This glittering world is either a testament to the universe's capacity for random, exquisite creation, or it is the first cosmic sculpture we have ever found. This cosmic gallery of impossible objects holds one that seems to listen and respond. The Echo Nebula is a vast, shimmering cloud of gas and dust with a bizarre talent. It does not simply glow with its own light. Instead, it captures light signals from across the galaxy, holds them for a precise period, and then releases an identical copy, a perfect echo that arrives long after the original flash has faded into silence. Imagine shouting into a canyon and hearing your own voice return to you, word for word, not a second later, but exactly 1 year later. This nebula behaves like a canyon built on a cosmic scale, with its walls made of dust and its silence filled with the whispers of the universe. The delay is not random. It is a consistent interval, a fixed span of time between the original event and its ghostly repetition. This precision is the first clue that we are not witnessing a simple reflection. A mirror just bounces light back immediately. This is more like a cosmic recording device, a natural system for storing and replaying information. So how could a cloud of dust perform such a complex trick? The answer may lie in the nebula's intricate internal structure. It is not a uniform haze, it is a labyrinth, a three-dimensional maze of ultra-fine dust filaments and dense molecular knots. When a pulse of light, say from a distant stellar flare, enters this labyrinth, it does not travel in a straight line. The light scatters, bouncing from one dust particle to another, taking a vast and convoluted path before it finally escapes in our direction. This incredibly long detour creates the time delay. The structure of the maze itself determines how long the journey takes, acting like the grooves on a vinyl record that hold a song. This leads to a staggering possibility. Could the Echo Nebula be a natural library? If the light it captures is not just a simple flash, but a complex signal containing data, then the nebula is storing that data for anyone who knows how to listen for the echo. We could be looking at a cosmic archive, passively recording the history of stellar eruptions, pulsar glitches, and other transient events from across the galaxy for millions of years. Its echoes are the playback, but an even more profound question emerges. Is it purely natural? The precision of the delay and the complexity required for such clean echoes have led some to wonder if this is more than just a happy accident of physics. Could we be looking at a designed system, a repeater station built by an intelligence to ensure messages are not lost to the void? The nebula's labyrinth might be engineered to filter out noise and amplify true signals, a natural amplifier for interstellar communication. The messages hidden within these echoes might not be from them, but from us, from our own past, being played back to us by a galaxy that remembers everything. Drifting through the cold void is a nebula that looks unsettlingly alive. The biomorphic cloud is a sprawling mass of interstellar gas, but it is not a formless haze. Within its shimmering depths, intricate structures have self-assembled, each one a near-perfect replica of a biological cell. These are not simple spheres. They exhibit complex internal membranes, branching networks reminiscent of capillaries, and even structures that look like nuclei, all sculpted from frozen organic molecules and dust. It is a ghostly anatomy textbook written across light years, a vision of life that exists only as a breathtakingly complex chemical blueprint. The primary components are amino acids and fatty lipids, the very building blocks of proteins and cell walls here on Earth. Finding these molecules in space is not new, but finding them arranged in such elaborate, persistent, and organized forms is unprecedented. It is the difference between finding a pile of lumber and nails and finding a fully constructed, detailed dollhouse. So where do we draw the line between intricate chemistry and the spark of life itself? One compelling explanation is that we are witnessing a natural laboratory for abiogenesis, the process by which life emerges from non-living matter. The cloud's unique conditions, perhaps a specific blend of temperature, pressure, and cosmic radiation, may be driving these molecules to organize themselves into increasingly complex patterns. It could be a frozen snapshot of the very processes that led to the first cells on our own planet, a recipe for life paused at its most critical step. This idea connects directly to the theory of panspermia, which suggests life's ingredients, or even life itself, can be spread from one world to another by hitchhiking on asteroids or comets. The biomorphic cloud could be a cosmic seed pod, a nebula-sized incubator where the raw materials for life are being packaged and readied for delivery to any nearby habitable planet. In this view, the cloud is not alive, but it is pregnant with potential, a cradle for future biospheres. Yet, the sheer fidelity of the structures gives one pause. Could chemistry alone, even given billions of years and the entirety of a galaxy to work with, produce such flawless imitations of cellular life without any actual biological processes involved? It is a profound and haunting illusion if that is all it is. This cloud forces us to confront the deepest question of all. Are we looking at a beautiful accident, a universe that mindlessly stumbles into the shapes of life without its substance, or are we seeing the faint, fossilized echo of a biology that once was or is yet to be? A star in NGC 262 is slowly being eaten by shadows. This is Object 12, a sun whose light is being methodically stolen by something unseen. Its brightness does not dip in the clean, predictable rhythm of an orbiting planet. Instead, it flickers and fades in a chaotic, non-repeating pattern, as if vast, jagged shapes are endlessly passing before it, blocking its light in an unpredictable celestial dance. This strange signal is a prime candidate for what we call a Dyson swarm, a hypothetical megastructure built by a civilization with power over entire solar systems. The idea is to capture a star's total energy output by surrounding it with a dense cloud of energy collecting satellites or habitats. From our distant vantage point, such a construction project, only partially complete, would look exactly like this, a star winking in and out of view behind a tangled web of colossal platforms and panels. Of course, nature offers its own explanations. A massive, fragmented ring system like Saturn's rings, but on a scale dwarfing entire planets, could create these complex shadows. Or perhaps a vast, unseen family of comets, millions of them with irregular shapes and orbits, is continually transiting the star. Yet both these natural causes struggle to explain the sheer scale and the relentless, chaotic nature of the dimming. The patterns are too messy, too extensive, and they persist for too long. This is where the idea of intelligence becomes a serious, if staggering, consideration. A civilization capable of building a Dyson swarm would be classified as a Type 2 on the Kardashev scale, a culture that harnesses the total energy of its home star. The construction of such a swarm would be the greatest engineering project imaginable, taking centuries or millennia, and its transitional phase would produce exactly the kind of erratic, non-periodic dimming we are witnessing. We would be looking at a star farm in its earliest, most chaotic stages of assembly. The implications are profound. If this is a Dyson swarm, then we are not just looking at a strange object. We are looking at the active, industrial footprint of a peerless intelligence, a civilization so advanced that its most visible signature is the gradual dismantling of a sun. It forces us to ask what the ultimate goal of a species might be. Is this about survival, about securing near-infinite energy to power a society for eons? Or is it something else, a step in a project so vast we cannot even conceive of its purpose? This candidate object with its flickering light presents us with a simple, terrifying choice. We are either watching a natural phenomenon of unprecedented complexity, or we are witnessing the dawn of a new kind of cosmos, one where the stars are not just suns but tools. Even the most chaotic stellar phenomena can sometimes fall into a rhythm, but Object 13 produces a rhythm of impossible perfection. This pulsar, designated the harmonic resonator, emits its pulses not in a simple metronomic beat, but in a complex cascade of mathematically precise frequencies. Its radio wave output forms a perfect harmonic series, a sequence of tones where each frequency is a simple whole number multiple of a fundamental pitch. It is the cosmic equivalent of a musician playing a flawless chord progression on a guitar string light years long. In nature, such pristine mathematical order is vanishingly rare. Pulsars are born from chaos, the violent deaths of massive stars, and their rotations are often messy, slowing down and wobbling over time. The idea that one could settle into a state of such pure, resonant harmony seems to defy the very nature of its creation. This has forced astronomers to confront two radically different explanations. The first is a natural one, a freak of stellar physics. Perhaps the neutron star's crust is undergoing a form of continuous, star-wide vibration, a seismic ringing that translates directly into its magnetic field and thus its emissions. Think of it like striking a cosmic bell. The specific density, composition, and magnetic structure of this particular pulsar might cause it to ring with this one perfect set of harmonics, a natural tuning fork for the universe. The other possibility is quite literally that someone or something is tuning it. The harmonic series is a universal language of mathematics and physics, a pattern that any technologically advanced civilization would recognize. This pulsar could be a beacon, a lighthouse deliberately designed to stand out from the random noise of the cosmos. It would be the most efficient way to signal one's existence, not with a complex message, but with a simple, impossible pattern that screams artifice against the backdrop of natural chaos. So, are we listening to the ringing of a rare cosmic bell, or are we hearing a greeting that has been broadcasting for millennia? The harmonic resonator poses this question not as speculation, but as a direct, audible signal. Its perfect frequencies challenge us to define where the laws of physics end and the signature of a mind begins. A ghostly stream of energy carves a path through the galactic void. This is the phantom jet, a colossal beam of superheated matter moving at nearly the speed of light, yet it appears to fire from absolute nothingness. Such relativistic jets are the universe's most powerful engines, normally screaming from the poles of a feeding black hole or an active galactic nucleus. But here, at the jet's point of origin, our telescopes find only empty space. There is no monstrous gravity well, no brilliant accretion disk of infalling material, no central engine of any kind. It is a cosmic gunshot with no gun. One explanation is that we are witnessing a naked jet, a rare and transient phenomenon where the central black hole has, for a brief moment, stopped accreting matter. The jet itself continues to plow through space, a final breath of a beast that has temporarily fallen silent, while the black hole, devoid of its glowing meal, becomes virtually invisible against the dark backdrop. Another theory suggests the black hole is there, but it is hiding in plain sight. It could be positioned so that its accretion disk is seen perfectly edge-on from our vantage point. This would mean the thick, dusty torus of material that typically surrounds such an object is blocking our direct view of the central engine, while the jet, erupting perpendicularly from the disk, shoots clear above the obscuration, visible to us while its source remains cloaked. The most haunting possibility is that the jet is not even real in the sense that it is happening right now. What we perceive as a steady stream could be a light echo from an object that has long since vanished. Imagine a black hole that had a final, spectacular meal thousands of years ago, emitting one last powerful jet before settling into quiescence. The light from that single, ancient event is still traveling toward us, and because the jet is so long, we see it as a continuous structure. We are not looking at a live event, but a fossilized image of a death scream painted across the light years. This phantom challenges our most basic assumption that what we see is what is there. It forces us to consider that the cosmos is filled with afterimages, echoes of events that are already over, and invisible beasts whose presence is only revealed by the wounds they leave in the fabric of space. This perfect circle of dust is a cosmic chameleon. Encircling a young, fiery star, the iridescent dust ring shimmers with a rainbow of colors that shift and change as we observe it from different angles. One moment it glows a deep, royal blue, the next it flashes with emerald green and fiery orange, like a soap bubble floating on a stellar scale. Such a dazzling display is utterly alien for a simple ring of cosmic debris. Normally, protoplanetary disks are dull and monochrome, their light a simple reflection of the central star. This ring's vibrant, shifting palette reveals a secret about its fundamental structure. The effect, known as iridescence, occurs when light waves interfere with each other after bouncing off a structured surface. For this to happen across an entire ring of dust, the individual grains must be almost perfectly uniform in size and shape. It is as if someone carefully sieved the cosmic sand, discarding any particle that did not meet a precise specification. Natural processes rarely achieve such perfection. One compelling explanation is a unique and violent cosmic event, a cataclysmic collision between two large, icy planetesimals, each with a nearly identical composition, could have vaporized and then recondensed their material into a cloud of perfectly matched microscopic spheres. As this cloud settled into a ring around the star, its uniform particles began acting like a billion tiny prisms, creating the shimmering effect we see. Yet the perfection is so extreme it invites a more profound question. Could this be a sign of engineering, the deliberate creation of a monodispersed dust where every grain is identical, is a known technique in advanced material science? A civilization might construct such a ring as a form of cosmic art, a permanent, beautiful monument, or more practically, a ring of uniformly sized particles could be part of a vast optical computer or a lensing array designed to focus the star's light with unimaginable precision. The iridescent dust ring hangs in space, a beautiful and silent riddle. Is it the glittering aftermath of a chance destruction, or the first brushstroke of an intelligence that paints with planets and starlight? This cosmic fountain is a paradox of creation and destruction. A point in space no larger than a city is violently ejecting streams of particles directly into a cloud of normal matter. The moment they meet, they annihilate each other in a flash of pure energy, producing the most intense and focused bursts of gamma radiation ever recorded. This is the antimatter fountain, a place where matter is unmade before our eyes. The energy required to produce such a steady stream of antimatter is staggering. It is the equivalent of converting the entire mass of a mountain into energy every single second, just to create the fuel for this perpetual cosmic fire. In our laboratories, we can only produce microscopic amounts of antimatter with immense effort and cost, and we can never contain it for long. Here, nature is doing it on an industrial scale, flinging it recklessly into the void. So what cosmic engine could possibly power this? One theory points to an exotic type of pulsar, a magnetar with a magnetic field so powerful it literally rips particle-antiparticle pairs from the vacuum of empty space itself, funneling the antimatter into a focused jet. Another, more radical idea suggests the fountain is the signature of a microscopic black hole, smaller than an atom but with the mass of a planet, as it slowly evaporates through a process known as Hawking radiation, potentially emitting a shower of antimatter. The existence of such a fountain is both a terrifying danger and an unimaginable opportunity. A single gram of antimatter, if it could be harnessed, contains more energy than a nuclear bomb. A spacecraft carrying even a tiny amount could reach neighboring stars in a matter of years. Yet, to approach this fountain would be to sail into the universe's most powerful particle accelerator beam. Any ship would be vaporized in an instant by the relentless gamma-ray blast. This object presents us with a profound choice. It is either the universe's most volatile natural resource, a potential fuel depot for a future interstellar civilization, or it is the most effective cosmic defense system ever conceived, a beacon that warns all travelers to stay away. The star designated as the tidal disruption repeater is a study in cosmic resilience, enduring a torment that should have ended it eons ago. It is caught in a cycle of extreme gravitational violence, repeatedly stretched into a teardrop shape and then compressed back toward a sphere over and over again. This is the hallmark of a tidal disruption event, the kind of brutal process that occurs when a star wanders too close to a black hole and is ripped to shreds. Yet this star has not been shredded. It survives, a perpetual victim in a gravitational torture chamber, somehow holding itself together against forces that should have long since torn it apart. The typical model for such an event is a single, catastrophic encounter. A star falls in, gets stretched into a stream of gas and is consumed. This star defies that model entirely. Its light curves show a regular, repeating pattern of intense stress and partial recovery, a heartbeat of agony that pulses across the light years. So what could be causing this repeated, partial disruption without delivering the final, destructive blow? One compelling theory involves a binary system with an impossibly exotic orbit. Imagine a dense, unseen companion, perhaps a neutron star or a small black hole on a wildly elliptical path. On each close approach, its gravity violently pulls on the star, stretching it to its limits, but the companion's speed is so great that it swings away again before it can fully dismantle its victim. The star then rebounds, only to face the same torment when the companion returns on its long, looping orbit. It is a celestial dance of perpetual near-death. An even stranger possibility is that the gravitational source itself is variable. What if the massive object at the heart of this system is not stable? We could be looking at a precessing black hole, one whose spin axis wobbles dramatically, causing its gravitational influence to surge and ebb in a specific, repeating rhythm. Or perhaps it is an object we have not yet classified, something with a gravitational field that pulses, actively turning its destructive power up and down like a cosmic thumb on a pressure valve. This repeater forces us to reconsider the final stages of stellar life. We thought we understood how stars die, either in a slow fade or a violent cataclysm. This object presents a third, more drawn-out option, a state of prolonged suffering that challenges our definitions of stellar stability. It is a laboratory for testing the ultimate tensile strength of a star, showing us just how much punishment a ball of plasma can endure before the universe finally pulls it apart. A solitary shard of silver hurtles through the void, a silent knife blade cutting across the star field. Object 18 is the light sail fragment, a vast and impossibly thin sheet drifting at a velocity that defies the gentle tug of nearby stars. Its surface is a perfect mirror, reflecting the cosmos with such fidelity that it is almost invisible, detectable only by the stars it momentarily eclipses and the faint, anomalous glint of alien sunlight. This is no asteroid or comet. Its proportions are all wrong, its surface area immense while its depth is measured in mere atoms, a cosmic sheet of paper sailing on the solar winds. Its trajectory is the most telling clue, a path that seems calculated, not random, originating from beyond the galactic disk and aimed on a course that will, in time, carry it clear through the galaxy and out the other side. The material itself is a marvel. Spectroscopic analysis suggests a complex, layered composition, a manufactured lattice of ultra-pure aluminum and a metamaterial substrate designed for one purpose, to reflect light with near-perfect efficiency. It is a material engineered to be pushed, the natural explanation that this could be a colossal flake of a mica-like mineral sheared from some unknown planetary body strains credibility. For a natural sheet to achieve this size, this thinness, and this specific composition, all while being accelerated to such a speed by natural forces alone, would require a sequence of cosmic accidents so precise it borders on the miraculous. This leads to the staggering and perhaps more plausible conclusion that we are looking at a piece of wreckage. This shimmering fragment could be a shred of a light sail from a failed interstellar probe, a vessel designed to travel between stars not on rocket fuel, but on the gentle, relentless pressure of starlight itself. Imagine a civilization launching a fleet of these vast, mirror-like sails toward neighboring star systems. One craft, after millennia of travel, encounters a micrometeoroid shower or a gravitational anomaly, its delicate sail tearing. This fragment is all that remains, a piece of a vessel that may have carried dreams or data or explorers, now silent and destined to wander forever. It is a message in a bottle on a galactic scale, but the message is not encoded in radio waves. The message is the bottle itself. Its very existence, its design, its material, all speak of an intelligence that looked to the stars and built a ship to reach them. This silent, speeding shard forces a humbling perspective. We scan the heavens for complex radio signals, for structured messages, while the most profound evidence of another mind might simply be floating past us, a beautiful, broken piece of someone else's ambition, reflecting our own lonely star right back at us. The silent journey of the light sail fragment is punctuated by a tremor felt not with light but with gravity itself. Deep within NGC 262, a specific point in the void hums with a rhythmic distortion in the fabric of spacetime. This is the origin of a unique gravitational wave signal, a repeating chirp that ripples across the cosmos. Unlike the catastrophic, final mergers of black holes that produce a single, rising scream, this is a persistent and precise signal, a cosmic metronome ticking off beats of pure gravity. The chirp suggests a massive object is spinning, and because it is not perfectly symmetrical, it wobbles, sending these regular pulses of gravitational energy out into the universe. The prime suspect is a spinning neutron star, a city-sized remnant of a supernova with a mountain range on its surface only a few inches high. This tiny deformity on an object of impossible density would be enough to create the wobble and generate the chirp as it rotates. Yet, the signal's clarity and persistence are unusual, pushing the limits of what such a star could endure without being smoothed out by its own immense gravity. This leads to a more exotic possibility, the vibration of a cosmic string. These are theoretical, filamentary defects in the fabric of spacetime, relics from the universe's first moments, thinner than an atom but stretching across light years and possessing unimaginable mass. If one of these strings were to vibrate or form a loop, its oscillations would create gravitational waves exactly like this repeating chirp. We would be hearing the hum of a flaw in the cosmos itself, a one-dimensional scar from creation that is still ringing. Or perhaps the source is something we have not yet even named, an object that shakes spacetime not through spin or vibration, but through a more fundamental process, a regular convulsion in the dimensions we call reality. Each chirp is a direct tap on the framework of the universe, a reminder that the cosmos is not a silent movie, but a symphony played on strings of gravity and mass, and we are only just beginning to hear the music. At the very heart of NGC 262 lies its greatest contradiction, a silent and darkened core. Most galaxies are defined by their brilliant, energetic centers, where supermassive black holes devour matter and blaze with the light of a billion suns. This galaxy's heart, however, is a study in shadow, a profound quiet that speaks louder than any quasar's roar. It is a place where the cosmic engine has seemingly shut down. The absence of the telltale X-ray signatures and the brilliant radio emissions we associate with a feeding black hole is deeply unsettling. It is like finding a massive, silent city where we expected a bustling metropolis, a void where there should be a vortex of unimaginable power. So what could cause such a profound silence in a place known for its chaos? The most straightforward explanation is that we are looking at a dead quasar. A quasar is the intensely bright active nucleus of a galaxy, powered by a voracious supermassive black hole. This one may have already consumed all the available gas and stars in its immediate vicinity. Having gorged itself on its cosmic feast, the black hole has now entered a state of extended dormancy, a deep slumber where it sits massive and full in near total darkness, waiting for a fresh supply of matter to drift within its grasp. Another possibility is that the black hole is not dormant but is being suppressed. We might be witnessing the influence of a localized dark energy phenomenon. Dark energy is the mysterious force driving the universe's accelerated expansion. If this force were concentrated here, it could be acting as a form of cosmic pressure, pushing potential fuel away from the black hole's gravitational pull and effectively starving it into silence. The core would be a battlefield where the inward crush of gravity is losing to the outward push of this strange, repulsive force. The implications of a dark core are immense. If a galaxy's central engine can truly turn off, it forces us to reconsider the life cycle of galaxies themselves. Is this a temporary state, a quiet chapter in an otherwise violent biography, or is it a permanent end stage? This silent heart challenges our very definition of what makes a galaxy alive. suggesting that the most powerful forces in the universe can and do eventually fall quiet. Drifting alone in the interstellar dark, a world without a sun paints the void with its own light. This rogue planet, untethered to any star, is a solitary wanderer, yet its skies are set ablaze with shimmering planet-wide aurorae. These are not the gentle northern lights of Earth created by the solar wind washing over our magnetic field. This world has no sun to provide that stellar gale. Its brilliant displays are a self-generated phenomenon, a spectacular light show with no external cause, powered entirely from within. The very existence of these aurorae presents a profound puzzle. What internal engine could possibly generate such vibrant and powerful electromagnetic storms across an entire globe? One compelling answer lies deep within the planet itself. It could harbor a core still seething with immense primordial heat from its formation, a furnace that has not yet cooled over billions of years. This thermal energy might drive a churning, molten metal core, much like Earth's, generating a powerful intrinsic magnetic field. As this orphan world plows through the thin, charged gas of the interstellar medium, its magnetic field would interact with those particles, funneling them toward the poles and igniting the atmosphere in a continuous global aurora. It is a planet creating its own solar wind, using the galaxy itself as a canvas. Another, more staggering possibility is that we are witnessing geological activity on an unimaginable scale. Imagine volcanic eruptions so vast they spew electrically charged plasma directly into the sky, or tectonic forces so powerful they generate planets spanning electrical currents through the crust. The aurorae would then be the visible signature of a world in constant, violent upheaval, its internal fires spilling out into the magnetosphere. This solitary beacon challenges our understanding of what makes a world alive. We once thought a planet needed a star for energy, for heat, for light. This rogue world, glowing fiercely in the absolute cold of deep space, proves that some worlds carry their own sun within. A gas giant in this strange galaxy hosts a celestial dance so precarious it should have collapsed eons ago. Orbiting this colossal world are not one, but several large moons, each the size of a small planet, all tracing the exact same path around their host. They are co-orbital moons, a cosmic conga line of impossible stability, perpetually chasing one another on a single, narrow highway in the sky. In any other system, this configuration would be a recipe for immediate disaster. The relentless gravitational tug of war between such massive bodies should have long since sent them careening into each other or flung them into the void. Their continued, graceful dance defies the fundamental laws of celestial mechanics that govern every other system we know. So what mysterious force is acting as the cosmic traffic cop, keeping these titans in their lane? One possibility is that we are witnessing the immediate and fleeting aftermath of a cosmic catastrophe. A recent grazing collision between two former moons could have shattered them, with the largest fragments settling into this unstable shared orbit. We would be catching this system in a brief moment of cosmic recalibration, a transient state that will, within a few thousand years, resolve into a more conventional arrangement through further collisions or ejections. It is a snapshot of a solar system reinventing itself. A far more profound explanation involves a hidden architect of balance. Perhaps a currently unseen, smaller moon is acting as a gravitational shepherd. This moon could be orbiting at a specific resonant point ahead of or behind the pack, its gentle but persistent gravity nudging the larger moons just enough to keep them from drifting into chaos. Think of it like a pace car on a racetrack, maintaining order among the powerful contenders. Or the gas giant itself might possess a highly unusual gravitational field, one with lumpy, uneven concentrations of mass in its interior that create stable gravitational pockets within the moon's orbit. These hidden mass anomalies would act like grooves in a cosmic track, guiding the moons and locking them into their shared path. This system is more than a curiosity. It is a unique natural laboratory for testing the limits of orbital dynamics. By studying how these moons interact, we can learn about the fundamental forces that build solar systems and tear them apart. This delicate dance forces us to ask if stability is always the rule, or if the universe sometimes allows for beautiful, impossible exceptions that hang in the balance for just a little while. A strange stellar partnership defies a fundamental rule of cosmic cannibalism. An X-ray binary system pulses with intense energy, its light telling a story that should have ended in a violent collision. Here, a massive, bloated star orbits a compact, dense object, likely a neutron star or a black hole. The larger star continuously spills its own material over to its smaller, far denser companion, feeding it in a stream of superheated gas. This in itself is a common process, but the paradox lies in their masses. The donor star is significantly heavier than the compact object it is feeding. According to every model of orbital dynamics, this imbalance should be catastrophic. The system's center of mass should shift erratically, the orbits should rapidly decay, and the two bodies should spiral into a final, crushing merger within a short cosmic timescale. Yet they persist, locked in a stable, long-lasting dance. How is this possible? The answer seems to lie in how the meal is served. Instead of a direct, chaotic flow, the immense magnetic field of the compact object is acting as a regulator. This field is so powerful it funnels the incoming gas into precise, structured columns that slam directly onto the object's magnetic poles. This process, known as magnetically channeled accretion, transfers an enormous amount of energy without drastically destabilizing the orbit. It is as if the dense object is not just eating, but carefully using a magnetic fork and knife. Furthermore, the donor star itself might be contributing to the stability. It could be losing mass at such a prodigious rate through powerful stellar winds that its gravitational grip is constantly weakening, creating a counterbalance to the inward spiral. The system exists in a fleeting, precarious equilibrium, a cosmic standoff between gravity and magnetic force. We are witnessing a temporary loophole in the laws of orbital mechanics, a delay of the inevitable that allows us to study the final chapters of a stellar relationship that, by all rights, should have already reached its explosive conclusion. A perfect copy of our own sun drifts alone in the deep void. This object, the spectral mimic, emits a light signature that is, for all intents and purposes, identical to a common G-type star. Its spectrum shows the same balance of hydrogen and helium, the same telltale metallic lines, the same gentle warmth we would expect from a star like Sol. Yet this familiar sun hangs in a cosmic wasteland, a region devoid of the gas and dust clouds where new stars are born. It is a stellar orphan with no origin story, and more curiously, no trace of a single orbiting planet. A star of this age and type should be the center of a bustling planetary family, but this one is utterly alone. The pristine familiarity of its light is the very thing that makes it so profoundly alien. How can a star exist without a past and without a family? One possibility is that we are not looking at a star at all, but a brilliant and complex illusion. This could be a reflected light echo on a staggering scale. Imagine a long dead star that once flared brightly. Its light traveled outward, and some of it struck a vast, curved shell of interstellar dust located precisely between that ancient event and us. This dust cloud could be acting like a cosmic projector lens, taking the simple, broad flash of the dead star and filtering it, focusing it, and replaying it with the precise spectral signature of a G-type star. We would be seeing a ghost, a phantasm painted onto a dust screen, its familiar face a trick of geometry and optics. Another, more unsettling idea is that the mimicry is deliberate. In a galaxy filled with strange and energetic phenomena, what better way to hide than to look utterly ordinary? A star like our sun is the most common, uninteresting sight in the cosmos. This object could be a form of cosmic camouflage, Perhaps it is a structure or a vessel designed to emit a perfectly copied spectrum, a wolf in sheep's clothing hiding among the stellar flock. Its empty system is not a mystery but a necessity. Any planets would be a dead giveaway, an irregularity in its perfect disguise. The question then becomes, what is it hiding from, or what is it waiting for? The spectral mimic forces us to confront the limits of our assumptions. We trust the light from the stars to tell us their true nature. But what if the cosmos holds actors that can wear a convincing mask, presenting a comforting, familiar face while hiding a reality we cannot even guess? Deep within the swirling arms of this galaxy, a solitary point of pure contradiction pulses with a silent, fundamental force. It emits a perfect unipolar magnetic field, a north pole without a south, or a south without a north. This is the signature of a magnetic monopole, a particle that physics has hunted for over a century, a ghost that has finally been found not in our particle colliders but in the depths of space. Every magnet we have ever encountered, from a child's toy to the Earth itself, is a dipole with two inseparable poles. Cutting a magnet in half does not give you isolated poles, it simply creates two new, smaller dipoles. This object breaks that foundational rule, presenting a force that flows from a single, unmatchable source. The implications of its existence are nothing less than revolutionary. For decades, the monopole has been a holy grail in theoretical physics, a missing piece that could solve one of the universe's most elegant puzzles, charge quantization. Why does electric charge only seem to come in discrete, indivisible units, the charge of a single electron or proton? The existence of a magnetic monopole provides a beautifully simple answer. It would force electric charge to be quantized, tying together the theories of electricity and magnetism with a perfect mathematical bow. It would be a profound unification, revealing a deeper symmetry in the laws of nature. Furthermore, this solitary point could be far more than a curious particle. Certain classes of monopoles, if they exist, would possess immense mass and barely interact with normal matter. These properties make them a prime candidate for the universe's most elusive substance, dark matter. The very object we are looking at could be a piece of the invisible cosmic scaffolding, a single point of darkness that just happens to reveal itself through its pure, one-sided magnetic scream. If this observation is confirmed, it would not just add a new entry to the particle zoo. It would rewrite the first chapter of the universe. Monopoles are predicted to have been created in unimaginable numbers during the first fractions of a second after the Big Bang. Finding one now is like finding a fossil from the moment of creation itself, a relic that has drifted for billions of years, holding the key to understanding why the cosmos is built the way it is. This single point of magnetic force challenges the completeness of our physical laws, suggesting that the deepest truths of the universe are not just written in the language of mathematics, but are physically embodied in the void, waiting to be found. A planet in this galaxy breathes water into existence and then swallows it whole. This rocky world, locked in a distant orbit, undergoes a dramatic and periodic transformation. For a brief window in its long year, our telescopes detect the unmistakable spectroscopic fingerprint of vast, deep oceans shimmering across its surface. Then, as quickly as it appeared, the water vanishes. The planet returns to a barren, rocky state, leaving no trace of the temporary seas that once defined it. This is not a case of a world losing its water to space forever. The cycle repeats, a rhythm of appearance and disappearance that points to a violent internal engine. The leading explanation is a cycle of apocalyptic volcanic activity. For most of its orbit, the world is a frozen, dormant rock. But as its elliptical path brings it slightly closer to its star, or as internal tidal forces from a massive moon build, the planet's mantle experiences colossal heating. This triggers planet-wide volcanic eruptions on an unimaginable scale, a global resurfacing event that spews immense volumes of water vapor and other gases from the molten interior into the atmosphere. This is the process of outgassing, the same mechanism that filled Earth's early atmosphere with water. Here, however, it happens in a single, violent episode. The water vapor quickly condenses, falling as global rainstorms that fill low-lying basins to create temporary, shallow oceans. For a short time, the world is an aquatic paradise. But the climate is brutally unstable, with a thin atmosphere unable to retain heat, or with the internal heat source fading, the global temperature plummets. The oceans freeze solid, and then the water ice itself begins to sublimate, turning directly from solid to gas and escaping into space or retreating back into the crust. The planet drinks its own oceans, returning to a silent, frozen state until the next internal convulsion. This creates a form of habitability so extreme it challenges our very definition of the term. What kind of life could survive in such a place? It would not be a world of fish or whales, but of ultimate survivors. Life here would likely exist in a deep, suspended animation, as hardy spores or microorganisms buried deep in the crust, protected from the harsh vacuum and radiation of the dry phase. When the eruptions begin and the waters flow, these dormant seeds would erupt into a frantic, explosive bloom, colonizing the new oceans in a race against time. Entire ecosystems would have to evolve, mature, and reproduce within a window that might only last a few thousand years before the Great Freeze returns. This world is a pulse of potential life, a reminder that biology may not need stable eons to take hold, but can cling to existence in the brief, violent moments when the universe offers a fleeting drink. This nebula is a dream of mathematics given physical form. Where other clouds of gas are chaotic and formless, this one reveals a breathtakingly intricate pattern that repeats itself on every scale, a cosmic Russian nesting doll built from light and dust. Its largest arms branch into smaller, identical arms, which in turn split into even smaller copies, a perfect fractal geometry stretching from the span of a solar system down to the limits of our resolution. This is the fractal nebula, and its self-similar beauty feels almost too perfect to be a product of chance. Such intricate order emerging from the chaos of interstellar space points directly to the fundamental forces sculpting it. The primary artist here is turbulence. As vast currents of gas collide and shear against one another, they do not simply mix. They create swirling eddies, and within those eddies, smaller eddies form, and within those, even smaller ones. This cascade of energy from large scales to small is a universal process, seen in the swirl of cream in coffee or the great storm systems of a gas giant. In this specific nebula, the conditions are just right for this turbulent cascade to imprint itself as a permanent, visible structure in the cooling gas and dust. But turbulence alone is not enough. The invisible hand of magnetic fields provides the guiding lines. The nebula is threaded with powerful magnetic forces that act like a scaffold, channeling the ionized gas and forcing the turbulent flows to align along their invisible threads. This interplay between chaotic motion and structured guidance is what freezes the fractal pattern in place, turning a transient dance into a lasting monument. It is a snapshot of a cosmic balance where chaos and order meet to create something transcendent. This persistent mathematical structure forces a profound question upon us. Is this fractal pattern a unique accident, or is it a fundamental signature of how the universe builds complexity? From the branching of trees and rivers to the structure of our own lungs, fractals are the most efficient way to pack a vast amount of surface area into a finite volume. Perhaps the universe has a preferred language of form, a mathematical tendency toward these self-similar patterns because they represent a state of optimal energy flow and structural stability. The fractal nebula, then, is not merely a beautiful object. It is a direct glimpse into the universal principles of construction, a hint that the same rules that shape our world also sculpt the clouds between the stars. Our final object is a profound absence. Nestled within the bustling star fields of NGC 262 lies the Great Void, a perfect sphere of near-total nothingness. It is not simply a dark patch, but a region where the galaxy's normal contents have been surgically removed. Stars, gas, dust, and even the invisible scaffold of dark matter are all missing, creating a cosmic blank spot over 1,000 light-years wide. This is not the emptiness between galaxies, but a hole punched directly into the fabric of a galaxy itself. The void's sheer spherical perfection is the first clue that its origin is anything but ordinary. Natural cosmic structures are messy, defined by gravitational clumping and random interactions. A shape this geometrically pure suggests a single, instantaneous, and unimaginably powerful event. One theory points to a historical cataclysm of epic proportions, an entire cluster of supermassive black holes, the remnants of ancient galactic collisions, could have once orbited here. Their gravitational dance would have been a chaotic storm, violently flinging every star and gas cloud out into the surrounding galaxy before the black holes themselves finally merged and departed, leaving only this empty, silent sphere behind. It would be the ghost of a gravitational massacre, a fossilized echo of chaos. Another, more unsettling possibility is that the void is not a relic but a current event. The clearing force might still be active. We could be witnessing the influence of a repulsive form of dark energy, a force that usually drives the expansion of the entire universe, but here has become concentrated into a localized bubble. This bubble would act as a form of anti-gravity, relentlessly pushing all normal matter and dark matter away from its center, creating and maintaining this perfect sphere of nothing. The Great Void is the ultimate cosmic riddle. Is it the scar of a violent past or the footprint of an active and unknown force shaping the present? It concludes our tour not with a bang, but with a whisper, a silent, spherical question mark hanging in the galactic night. But these 28 anomalies are not isolated curiosities. They could be pieces of a single, unsolved puzzle. Could the profound silence of the silent pulsar be a direct consequence of the gravitational nightmare endured by the tidal disruption repeater, its own magnetic field crushed into muteness by the same variable forces that torture its stellar neighbor? Perhaps the flawless harmonic frequencies of the resonator are not a beacon, but a diagnostic signal. A natural ringing that occurs when a pulsar's spin is perfectly stabilized by the invisible mass of a nearby gravity well. The random flickering of the quantum fluctuator might be amplified or even triggered by the intense, warped spacetime surrounding the chronometric anomaly, a place where quantum probabilities are stretched to a visible scale. Even the Great Void, that sphere of nothingness, could be the ultimate cause. This cosmic vacuum might have acted as a pressure release valve, a shock absorber for some ancient galaxy-altering event that simultaneously seeded the rest of NGC 262 with these bizarre objects. The very emptiness of the void may have created the conditions for the extreme physics we see everywhere else. This concentration of the impossible in one place is the deepest mystery of all. Is NGC 262 a unique cosmic accident, a place where the fundamental laws of physics are simply softer, more malleable than anywhere else, or is it a laboratory? We once thought our own Milky Way was the standard model for a galaxy, but this one challenges that vanity. It presents a menagerie of phenomena we cannot explain, suggesting that the universe has a far wider, stranger palette for creation than we ever imagined. Perhaps these objects are not natural at all, but the scattered legacy of an ancient, hyper-advanced intelligence that used this galaxy as its workshop, leaving behind prototypes and experiments that continue to run on autopilot, their purposes now lost to time. The ultimate question is not what each object is, but why they are all here together. Are we looking at a catalogue of cosmic exceptions, or are we seeing the first pages of a new rulebook for reality, written in the language of shattered physics? From the silent, starving heart of the galaxy to the vibrant, echoing nebula that remembers every flash of light, our journey through NGC 262 has revealed a cosmos of breathtaking contradictions. We have witnessed stars that dance on the edge of destruction, a rogue planet that paints the void with its own light, and a void so perfect it seems carved by an invisible hand. Objects like the Dyson Swarm Candidate with its chaotic intelligence implying shadows, and the chronometric anomaly, where a single star tells two contradictory stories about time, stretch the very fabric of our understanding. These 28 enigmas are not merely a catalogue of oddities. They are a collective message, a profound reminder that our knowledge of the universe is still in its infancy. For every law of physics we have written, NGC 262 presents an exception, a beautiful, confounding puzzle that dares us to look deeper and question everything. The universe is far stranger, more creative, and more mysterious than we ever imagined from our small corner of the cosmos. So tell us, which of these strange objects captured your imagination the most? Was it the glittering sphere of metallic asteroids, the silent pulsar, or the fractal nebula with its infinite pattern? Let us know your favorite in the comments below, and if you are hungry for more cosmic mysteries, be sure to subscribe for our next journey into the deep unknown.